Okay, cool. I think I just need to clear space. That was so weird. I'm sorry for late start. I don't know if anybody was waiting. Yeah, that's my bad. Okay. So we should be live. Woo! That was interesting. Alright. Tech difficulties. Alright, my bad, gang. I have no idea. My shit was tweaking. But I should be good now. Let me go ahead. My YouTube content as Stream Pong. Let's get my people in here. What's up, gang? How's it going? I heard this is the place to be. It might be. What a better way to spend your Friday night than hearing me arbitrarily look at draft league teams and deciding whether or not they're good. In my very professional opinion, right? How's it going, Snore? How's it going, Nuglo? How's it going, Jay Scurf, Danny, Lupla, Jacob? How's it going, gang? Hopefully good. You're here to stream. It shouldn't actually be that long. I'm not too worried, especially looking. The divisions aren't as big as I thought they were going to be. So I think we should be good. Oh, Jason started playing this game right when I left. I know he's pissed. Oh, baby. Oh, and you are a professional. I am a professional draft league gamer. Umber Guardian, how's it going? How's it going, A-Prater? I am a professional draft league gamer. As professional as you can be in such a field. How's it going, Ace? How's it going? I'm going to give a little bit just in case like Unpl coaches want to flood in and check out and, you know, see their game or see their team talked about and ranked and stuff like that. I'm going to have to be very particular with the tabs and stuff like that and how I'm doing this. Oh, that's my face. There we go. Because if I go, I think it's window capture 2. This is the one that does not show records. Okay, sick. That's good to know. Okay, cool. So we're gonna probably do, unless we got hella Uva folks here, we're probably gonna do Naranja first. Make sure you smack, dude, it's free. Doing Academy and Main League? Oh no, I was just giving the Main League stuff. Tony is number 1 in D League because that's my GOAT. That's it. That's my GOAT. That's it though. Tony's number 1. Everybody else, I wish you luck. That's my guy. I guess I don't wish you luck. I want Tony to win. My boy's coming back. I know his week 1 did not go favorably. I don't remember if he won. I know he won one of his 2 games this week. I don't remember if that was his UNPL one, but yeah. It'd be a lot. Yeah, that's like 17 divisions. Imagine being professional, YOLO, everything. You know me. That's my shit too. Alright. Cool. That being said, we got 18 folks here. I feel like we're good to start here in a second. If you guys want to drop a like on the stream, more people get to come and see us talk about your teams, so that'll obviously be really fun. No Academy League? Yeah, UNPL is it's another Wi-Fi league, Clydes. I'm not currently playing in it, but I got some friends playing in it, some people you might know in it, as like BBR adjacent. I know D-Ray is playing. I'm trying to think. Ruppy played, what do you call it? He played in BBR, what do you call it? SummerSlam. Hopeless won it. Morning, what's up, Zeke? Thank you for being. You said who was number 1 in Academy? That's my GOAT, Tony. I know nothing about any of the other teams, by the way, but that's my guy. That's who's number 1, Sosa. I think you actually, was it you who had the necro that smoked in week 1? Doesn't matter. That's my GOAT. Thank you for being a member for 8 freaking months, Zeke. I appreciate you, brother. Hold on. Let's look at UVA team, see if there's anybody else that you guys might recognize. Rose played in the league with us. Obviously, you guys probably know Danny. Tone is a D League member. Braden is in BBR as well. I'm playing. Oh, Thomas is in it too? Dude, wait. UVA's stacked. All my homies are in here. Jay Scarf is someone that's very active in the Discord server, so you might know him from streams and stuff like that. Jacob's an old head. If you've been around for a while, you probably know Jacob. Onesie, you probably know. I played in BBR, so I'm parlayed it into this. Let's go! What's up, Oliver? How's it going, gang? Got some of the Dragon's Den folks coming in. A-Prater was a BBR D-League guy. And the only reason I'm mentioning this isn't because, like, well, if you know them from the BBR, it's just for people from my server and my adjacent circle to kind of put names to faces and things like that. Rose played in WPF with us. Golden Guy played in, SummerSlam. Trexo was a BBR coach in the past. Probably know Trexo if you've watched BBR for a while. Shadow Stitch has been adjacent around the community. I know Shadow. Hopeless, again, won BBR SummerSlam, a good player on the showdown scene. Ruppy Incog played in a ton of leagues with me in Gen 8. So, next time there's a BBR Summer I'd like to play. Oh, yeah, for sure. There definitely will be, man. Looks fun. Yeah. I wish I could join the main league in Canada. Wi-Fi sucks and also have no experience with recording. The best way to do it, just start recording your games on your Showdown League and upload if you have fun with it, dude. Buy a cap card, save up for it for Christmas, for your birthday, ask someone to help you out, and you just jump into it. So, yeah. Pretty cool. I have a really old video. I have a couple really old videos where we play Jacob up on my channel. Like, sub 50 subs, Owen. Very, very old channel. Or very, very old games. Like Academy and NCP. I was actually the first league I ever uploaded was NCP Season 1. Alright, gang. I think we're going to go ahead and start it off. And we're going to go ahead. We'll start off with Naranja. Again, unless we have crazy pushback and we want to start with Uva, we'll start Naranja. Just get OBS and have fun. Yes, sir. Is it the undisputed APH even do championship? Yeah, there you go. I wish my team was ranked. Maybe I'll do a D-League one in the future. D-League Showdown now. Go on, join the Discord in the descriptions. Yeah, oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention. Unless I'm an idiot, I should have put everybody down in the description that's playing in this league in UNPL, Maine, and Naranja, and Uva. If you want to go ahead, go support them, drop a like on their videos, especially subscribe to them. It really helps guys out a ton. Your one sub really does mean a ton. When someone comes back to their computer after being at work all day or being at school all day, and they say they got 3 new subs, I could tell you as a small creator, that is like the best feeling in the world. It is such a cool feeling to come back and see a noticeable game because it tells you people that are enjoying what you're doing in your free time. I think that's awesome. That's Ruppy. Uva, talk dirty. We'll do Naranja first, because I don't like listening to D-Ray. That's my whole thing. I hate listening to D-Ray. But, first up, it looks like we have the Appalachian Appletons. Let's go ahead and peep which team this is. This looks like it's Dapper Snapper. Oh, yeah, look. He's here, too. Even better. Okay, cool. So we have Palafin, Archalodon, 20-point Palafin, Zapdos, Glamora, Torterra, Kingdra. So we got Rain. Rain Archalodon, Palafin is really cool, actually. I fuck with that. Pelipper, Hitmonchan, Servine, Beartic, and Sableye. I like the Terra Captains a lot. Dude, Terra Kingdra? Wait. Terra Kingdra? Hold up. Wait, isn't this low tier Terra? That guy seems so broken. I would Terra him if I was allowed to Terra my fucking, my Keldeo too. That guy's crazy. If I was allowed to Terra either my Zapdos or my Kingdra, I'm probably picking my Kingdra. Sorry, Graves, I tried. Arch seems nice in Rain. Arch is really, really cool in Rain. I like not having to run power sets and really getting to make use of that Electro Shot move. I love the Glim hazards that you're throwing up for things like Kingdra. Kingdra, especially a lot of its checks are going to be fatter grasses, fatter waters that are coming in, and either they're boots and they're not recovering any health after taking a Specs Hydro Pump in the Rain that's water boosted and doing a ridiculous amount of damage, or they're taking spikes and that Hydro Pump, which is really, really crazy. I think Kingdra is insane. Even mid to low. Dude, this is an insane... I'm looking, like, passively at the other Terra Captains. Dude, I mean, Gyarados is broken. Right? Dude, like, I haven't looked at it, but the Rustboro City Rejects got a Terra Porygon. And he got a Kingdra? What's up, man? What's up, Frosty? How's it going? This is right, dude. Yeah, that shit's crazy. One fairy is just as meh. I mean, yeah, Archalodon with that, like, with an AV is definitely, like, a decent fairy pivot. It gets really, really fat despite the really shitty spit F set. But I like Glim a lot on this team. I think Glim is great. One thing I don't like about this team is the natural speed. I think that the natural speed is really, really lacking. What's fastest Mon? It's going to be base 100 in Palafin. I think that's super exploitable outside of Rain. It makes this team incredibly, incredibly Rain reliant in general. So I think that's the biggest issue I have with this team, is I don't like that aspect. It's very, very rain reliant. It's very, very speed control reliant on the rain being up. Puts a ton of pressure on that Pelipper, but I love the Terra captains. Bearcheck is never clicking the Terra button. I'm never not tearing that Kingdom, bro. That shit's gonna be insane. I think Archaludon is a little too expensive. I don't know if I draft 17-point Archaludon that can't Terra. How come Gyarados is always allowed low tier and everybody even low tier, but who, which does allow it to Terra? I think Gyarados is insane with Terra, but we'll get there when we get to Ruppy's team. Unless he picks some pretty decent types. No, he needs electric. Get off that steel shit. But yeah, I think the rain aspect of this team is very overwhelming. I also think 12-point non-Terra Torterra is a little bit overpriced. I'm going to put this team... This is either going to be high B or low A. I definitely love the rain overload offense aspect of it. But I do think that it really, really struggles outside of the rain. And their Palafins are Zapdos, so they want to run speed often too. Yeah, especially for any of those fat bulk up Palafins. And Zapdos especially, I'm sure, as you all know, does not like running speed. But other than that, it's got good hazards, it's got good hazard control. It's got great offense, especially offensively and physically offensively. Good natural resist to a lot. I like the multitude of electric checks too, when you have rain, so... Yeah, I think the team is stretched a little thin because we did overspend on some mons that are kind of inflated in their price. Guys like Archaludon, guys like Torterra, which are cool guys. They're both great Pokemon, but I think they're a little bit. It is Terra Torterra, but he did not Terra it. That's fair. Then I probably wouldn't have drafted it, in my opinion. So if Torterra was allowed to Terra and he Terra'd it, I think that's a valid price. Good thing super shite with Terra, offensively and defensively, but it's very mediocre without. And I would also probably Terra my Kingdra over it, because I think Kingdra's super busted with Terra in the rain. I just probably would not have drafted Torterra. I'd probably get a different ground type. So, Dark Resist Hitmonchan is meh. That's definitely fair. No Fairy. We do have a couple Terra Fairies, but yeah. I think that's also another big one. No Fairy. We're going to put it in B for now, personally. Next up, we have the Charlotte Chandelures. We have Shadow Stitch and his boy Darkrai again, which is pretty tight. We went from rain to sun. Pretty shiced. There's just a dragon at all. Yeah, it'll be B tier. There's just no anything else steals neutral dragon. Yeah. Hitmonchan is good. I do fuck with Hitmonchan Bash. I do. He got some cool buffs this gen too. So I think it'll actually be low B. Yeah. No, I think that's fair. No Fairy when we don't have a steel that resist dragon is rough. Freeze Dry go Burr. I mean, yeah, it definitely goes Burr. However, that's one thing though, a lot of people say like, your team's weak to Freeze Dry. I don't think people realize how not many bonds really Freeze Dry. You know? It's not the most commonly distributed move to where I think you should draft something particularly for a Freeze Dry. Now, if you don't have a Freeze Dry resist, it means you don't have an Ice Beam resist or an Ice resist. And that's the problem. Not specifically Freeze Dry, but it's the fact that because you don't have a Freeze Dry resist, you do not have an Ice resist in general. In most cases. So, or I guess in every case, right? It's literally how resistances work. But Shadow Stitch, we have Darkrai right in the middle of the pack. That's crazy. Darkrai, Walking Away, Gliscor. Okay, Hatterene. I love Hatterene on Sun. I think Hatterene is a great Fairy type on Sun. Especially, again, keeping away hazards for a lot of this offense, but as well as, like, eject button variants. I really like those, and getting into Wake offensively is really, really solid. 22nd, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Danny. Venusaur, that's another one that's insane with Terra. I like the Terra types. Would I go Fire, though? I think I go Fire over Ground. I really like Fairy, and if you need a stab typing, I'd probably go Poison instead, personally. Yeah, I'd probably go Poison instead, but that's a little nitpicky on Terra types. I think I'm on insane with Terra. I think Terra Fairy is a very smart idea. I think I'd go Terra Ground over Terra Fire, but one of those two typings makes a lot of sense. We have 4 to set up and remove hazards. I don't know if I like 4 on Sun, though. Terra Vino and Sun is so scary. Oh, 100%, dude. Absolutely terrifying. Another Lilligant team in Sun, so expect to go nuts. Oh, for sure. I like the removals here. The team would be so nice with the Wish Passer. That's definitely fair. It's a little bit harder to grab that, but no, that's definitely valid. That's definitely valid. Then we have guys like Lilligant Hisui, which is great. Rotom Fan with Terra is actually interesting. I fuck with that. That's interesting. I feel like, did we get Fori because Torkoal went, and we couldn't get Torkoal, so we got Fori Ninetales? I'm curious. I'm a big Torkoal believer on Sun. I think it's a much better Sunsetter than Ninetales, personally. What did I miss? We put one team in B. That's it. A more real Ghost answer. Let's check. Now, something to keep in mind, too, with Ghosts is you have to keep in mind what Ghosts are in the format. Like, the matchup in, like, Spectre, cooked. Absolutely cooked into Spec, bro. Absolutely cooked into Spec. Pult, cooks. Gengar does really, really well. I wouldn't say cooked, because there's a lot of ways that you can potentially revenge that. But yes, I do agree. This team is very weak into those specific 3 Ghosts. I want to say I think Ruppy got Torkoal. Okay, yeah. Then that might be the case, because I think Torkoal is just always a better Pokemon, and I feel like we kind of had to split Torkoal into 2 Mons here, and that might be why, right, is because we got sniped to all hell or something like that, which is valid. But yeah, I do agree, very, very big Ghost weakness. How do we look natural speed-wise? Lily, what is Lily? Is Lily, fucking, what is Lily? Is it 105? Yeah, 105. So it looks like that's our fastest guy right now. We got Persian, but do we count? We got Persian, we got Darkrai. So there's a bit of a speed gap between like Lily, Darkrai. I don't really count Persian, I'll be honest. But not the end of the world. I definitely don't think it's as glaring as weakness as the Appalachian Appletons for sure. I do agree though. I'm not big on Fori, man. I know a lot of people like Fori, but in my opinion on Sun, I think you really want a spinner that spins. I have yet to seen a well-played Fortress or a well-played Hazard Stack team not punish the shit out of Fortress. I have yet to see it. Darkrai 124, yeah. Like the light, yeah. No, I agree, Lupo. So I'm not a big Fori guy. I'm a big Fori hater. I think the mon's not good at all. I would have loved a Torkoal on this team. I would have loved a fat or normal, especially non-Terra Persian. I mean, are we ever bringing that thing? Fat Water Dugong for 2 points. I actually think is really good value. I'm a Dugong believer. I know people have been shitting on Joey because it's like the last round Shittermon that is chatting him draft, but I feel like that guy's sick. This team is all about momentum and slow the pace down, and it slows it down big time. Yeah, I mean, like, Fori can volt, but Fori very often doesn't volt, right? And that's a big, big issue with Fori, is a lot of grounds can come in and deal with it accordingly. So I don't like that aspect of it. Fori fraud, yeah, that's what I think. I don't know, hold on, I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off. It's hella hot in my house right now. Sheesh. Also, forgive the hair, I've been wearing a hat all day. Ooh, I'm gonna have to lunch with my mom and stuff, and wearing a hat and a hoodie all day. So I'm low-key dying. Oh, we're gonna go backwards again. I don't like the orange SF with my Star Wars shirt. I think Thick Fat Snorlax would have cooked on this team. Yeah. I mean, Lax would have been great. Great Ghost check. Lax, and then getting some kind of Fat Wish into it potentially with like a different fairy in that regards. I mean, Hat helps. And I do think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Hat to keep away hazards. I do like the fact that we don't really have much defog. Like, Lilligant can defog, which is really funny. But that's about it. I think I'm going to go B for this one again. I do like it more than Rain. But I think I'm going to go B. Cast that Fortress goes Burr. I'm still switching to my Ghost and just been blocking you because you do no damage. This team wants Cloyster. Well, Cloyster doesn't get spin anymore, bro. Hold on. I'm going to open this in another tab because I don't want to reveal my teams for my leagues that haven't gone up yet. So one sec. There we go. I need a team builder open in general. Cloyster lost spin, bro. Yeah, Cloyster lost spin. It's also not the best bulky water. I think if Cloyster had spin, it would have been a good pickup on this team. But yeah, he lost it. Which is crazy because we thought with Tentacle coming back, the way that Cloyster had spin before is it was an egg move from breeding with Tentacruel. So Tentacle came back and I was like, oh yo, Cloyster's gonna get spin back. But it did not get it back. Which is crazy. But yeah. Alright, next up we do have Ruppy, Columbus Foo. Alright, we have Iron Valiant, Raging Bolt, Scizor, Skeledurd, Torkoal, Mamoswine, Gyarados, Lilligant, Chimecho, Electros. This team is very interesting. Very interesting. I understand the Sun aspect, but it feels very forced. I don't think Bolt needs Sun. I think that is a very expensive Bolt for no Terra, though. I will say, I do not think Bolt should be that high with no Terra. I think Terras will make that thing insane, and without it, it's good, but very mid. Be redemption time. Kind of how they robbed Emers of Tailside from beating with Cinchino. Oh, does it not get it? That's crazy. But yeah, I'm not big on the Sun here. Especially two fat, slow fires. I think Torkoal sucks a ton of points. I get Lilligant is like a cool Terra Captain. You have like the Sun aspect to your team, but I don't think it really helps much. It hampers your Gyarados, it hampers your Mamoswine, it hampers your Scizor. It's really hard to fit Dirge plus Torkoal on a team, and you spent 15 points on Terra Dirge. I actually really don't like this. I love Terra Gyarados, but I think you should have gone Terra Electric. I think having a typing that bullies waters is really important. Chimecho Electros is a great combination. I love those guys. Two Levitate guys on a team with no ground resist. So that's valid. I don't know if I like this team very much. Team is a bit off screen. Oh, my bad. Good call. There you go. I got y'all. But yeah. I don't know if I'm big on this team. This might be our first C rank. I don't think it's bad. I think there's great aspects to it, right? I think guys like Valiant Bolts are going to be very strong together. I love Scizor plus Bolts as a cool Volt turn core potentially. And since that fairies are often going to be the check too, something like Bolt, because most grounds get nuked by a Draco, especially if Sun is up. So that plus Scizor is going to hopefully be able to Volt turn around a lot. But I don't know if I'm big on it otherwise. I think the Sun is very forced, and I think that these points could be better allocated elsewhere. I think the 15 points that you're missing here, especially when we have some guys inflated like Dirge and Bolt, I think I would send them somewhere else. Chimecho will be carry? Yeah. I mean, Chimecho is the GOAT. That's a good mon. I fuck with him. He's really good. He's really good mon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go C tier for Ruppy. I think I'm gonna go C here. Next up we have... Where are we at? What's this Mew team? Yo, is there a Mew team? Am I tripping? Oh! Wait, where's the Mew team? Only Dark Resist Val. Yeah, that's another one. Right? And again, this is what I mean. I think the points could be allocated better elsewhere. And also, I think this team would love an offensive fighting. Was it, like, I don't know. It's forced to sun mode due to Bolt when it could have benefited from not. Yeah. Chimecho Believers Rise Up. So true. I think either dropping Dirge or Torkoal, and adjusting from there. I don't think that Torkoal is worth. I think Torkoal hampers your team more than it helps. I think really only Bolt benefits from it. And then like random Terra Lilligant. But are you ever bringing Terra Lilligant when you have Gyarados and Chimecho, who I think is just better too? I'd rather choose someone with Chimecho, you know? It's rough with mons like Chien-Pao and Chiyu. Yeah. Oh, dude, look at the Pow matchup here. I'm just clicking Banded Crunch. Right? I never need to click an ice move. Guys like Val can't come in. Scizor gets like 2 KO'd or takes like 70%. Yeah, I think I would drop Sun if I were Ruppy and adjust from there, but and again, I want to keep this in mind too. Whenever I'm like being critical on a team, it's not saying like this is shit, they're not gonna win. You could totally win with. I've drafted some terrible teams and done well. Objectively, like my GBU team that I made semis with, the team was terrible. I hated using that team every week. It was so bad. Terra Lilligant is good. But you know who's better? Terra Gyarados. That's who I'm terraing every week. I feel like Dirge is worse than this team. Just get a faster fire type. I fuck with the defensive fire. I don't think it's bad. It gives you another fairy resist for guys like Val Bolt, which is cool. Scizor takes a lot of pressure off of Scizor in general. But yeah, I think I would drop Torkoal Lilligant and work from there, personally. But what do I know? I don't know what this Mew team is. I see no Mew. Who's the Mew guy? Terra Gyarados is my... Yeah, dude, I think Gyarados is probably like top 3 Terramons in this league. And they got Terra Kingdra. It's crazy that Gyarados doesn't have any physical flying type, and now he does. That's why Terra is bulking. As a constructor right now, a team with a bulky water, a good bulky water Lily is better. Yeah, that's fair. Am I blind? Oh, dude, I am just blind. I'm genuinely just blind. Here it is. There it is. Okay. I will start off. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's right in the mean screen. Like, no, it's me. Trust me, it's me. It's not you guys. I'm just blind. Trust me, it's me. I will say, I think round 1 Keldeo is crazy. That happened in BBR too. I'm not big on round 1 Keld. Round 1 Keld is crazy. Iron Crown, I don't really have too big of an opinion on yet. I think he could be like cool. I know you guys can't see this well. I'm just looking for my own sake. I know he doesn't get rocks, which is unfortunate, but I love how strong he is. I love his coverage. I saw Life Orb do a lot of work in BBR week 1 from Thomas. I guess it's a spoiler, sorry. I didn't see anything. From what I've heard, allegedly, he's good. I know he's got like Psychic Terrain offense, too. I didn't see... Are we Psychic Terrain offense? I'd actually look, because I'm blind. Okay. Not bad in that regard. I like Oricorio as a Terramon. I think that guy's super fire. Electrode for 2 points of Terra. Super fire. Salazzle with for 9 points of Terra. Also very fire. I like that a lot. I would maybe go Fairy as one of the typings. I think Fire, Fairy, Poison is ridiculous. Probably missed talking about my team. You did. You can go back a little bit. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Obo streamed it. Sorry for the Chrome Noti. My bad. Can we explain that? Yeah, Boulder is the crazy one. I think Crown, it kind of makes sense. Dude, Boulder is still a fucking rock type. Give him rocks. He'd be so good outside of just like his herder setup, sweeping sets. Oh, he'd be a great rocker, man. Then he streamed in Goons then. It was Goons then. I know he streamed it. I watched the game. I saw how it happened. I remember Obo took like 45 minutes of timer, and that's why I made the announcement to do a better timer. So Keld, Crown, Crook, Lycan Dusk. Our speed tiers are pretty solid, or we're decently fast. I think where this team falls flat for me, or not where it falls flat, where it struggles for me, I think round 1 Keldeo is a very big stretch. I mean, if we look at the mons that went behind this, we have Palafin, we have Valiant, we have Tusk. I know you guys can't see the Tusk, but we have a lot of big heavy hitters. We have Volk, Bundle, Latios, and then these guys were kind of drafted early in my opinion. But then we have Qianbao, Spectrier, and Necrozma. Oh my god. Wait, Hopeless. We'll get to Hopeless later. We have round 2 Dio Speed. That's insane. I know he drafted his mascot round 1, like, haha, which is valid. But then he got round 2 Dio. He got round 1 there. He got round 1 there. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think this team relies on Crook a little bit too much for Fizda. Yeah, but I think that's okay enough in a lot of matches because the defensive core Sylvia on Crook is really solid. I like those guys a lot. And then there's decent other like pivots and things like that. I think that there's a lot of filler mons in this team and there's not enough immediately oh shit potential in my mind, right? And that's kind of the problem with these teams that lack solid round 1 picks. Gen 9 is such a top heavy metagame where there's so much scary shit at the top. Darkrai, Pow, Palafin, Valiant, all these demons, that when we have like a round 2 mon and a round 1 mon, it kind of makes the rest of our team feel a little bit more middling. We don't have that oh shit button. You know what I mean? So I think that is a little bit unfortunate. I don't think the team itself is structured terribly, though. I don't think the team itself is structured terribly. I think these guys are kind of bad, and I would probably rather just get these points and allocate them elsewhere and upgrade a couple pieces. Like, especially Cryo. What am I ever bringing Cryo for when I have this as Rapid Spin, I have this as removal that is immune, or, you know, not immune in this sense, but ground resistant, so we have an answer for grounds. I'm a big Cryo hater, personally, and big Spidops, he has, like, one match per season where you might bring webs, but webs in general in Gen 9 just aren't great. If I have something that's weak to webs, I'm just putting boots on it, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I think this team struggles with, is that immediate uh-oh factor just isn't there. The team is structured okay, but we have a lot of mid pieces, and I don't think that's just I don't think it's a very viable way of going about things. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy, I think this is a C-tier team. I think it's a little bit better than the Swiss team, just because fundamentally I think the team is built better. But yeah. Okay, next up we have the Emerald and Emers. That is Aussie Kurt. I say Aussie Kurt because we have just Kurt and Goons, and we've always called him Aussie Kurt. We have big Gouging. Gouging, round 2 Raikou is wild. That guy's great. That's crazy. We have Gouging, Raikou, Slowking, Treads. I love Treads. I actually really like Treads plus Gouging. I think that's a great core. Then we have Mandibuzz. We have Subtile. I like the offensive ass grass with them on like gouging. I like having ways of breaking through waters. I think this 4 are actually really solid together. I'm a big Mandibuzz hater this gen. Really not big on Mandibuzz in my opinion, but what I do like about it is it gives us a ground immunity. And our ground resist and Sceptile so far is Terramon and it's a Sceptile, right? This one has too many mons I want to tear but can't. Yeah, guys like Raikou, guys like Araquanid. I'm very surprised we didn't go tear Araquanid. Now, is this Shed-Tail Sceptile? If not, I think it's a bit of an overpay, in my opinion, but it's Iris. I just changed my name finally. No, I know that now. I got you. After that that one stream we had a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, Noelle, Iris. Noelle, Iris. So I made the connection. So we're good. But we have Dashbun. Terra Dashbun is interesting. I'm not the biggest of them on. Terra Gigas is cool. We have guys like Hariyama, and then good low tier value in Gloom, but Gloom for 4 points, I feel like that defeats the purpose of drafting Gloom. This is really interesting. I do feel like Araquanid is just a much better Terramon, and Sceptile for 9 points is a lot, man. That's a lot for a guy who can't Shed Tail. And I'm assuming that Shed Tail is banned because Cyclozar is really low. I just told my wife I gave him my one because my opponent had got a shitty roll. We fucking take those. Let's go. Yeah, so Bill, we take those. Hey, rolls, that's part of Pokemon, man. That's a part of Pokemon. But yeah, I think the team is structured decently around gouging. But round 2, Raikou is a little bit of a stretch. So we kind of fall off in the immediately O button power. And I think the team in general really struggles with immediate offense. I mean, you have Araquanid, which is slow and very matchup dependent, and not Terra. I think if it was Terra, it's a different sentence. Raikou really struggles offensively into a lot of teams without Terra. Really struggles into a lot of teams. I think Raikou losing Scald also let it lose one of its best sets in Subtoxic Protect, which I thought was an incredible set on Raikou. It can still Scald, which is nice, but stuffed by dragons, stuffed by grasses, very easy to pivot around and doesn't have great Oko potential. And the team is just a little bit passive otherwise. I would have loved more hazards on this team as well. I think a guy like Gouging, when you have great momentum options in Slowking, Treads, Mandibuzz, to be able to chip things down with spikes, get in your balance, Fat Core, U-turn, teleport, things like that around. I think something like Gouging really would appreciate something like Raikou that's going to be vaulting around as well. So I think the lack of spikes is also a little bit tough. The lack of immediate O is also a little bit tough. And again, balance is a valid playstyle in general. I don't think it's great in Gen 9, personally. I think this is such an offense-heavy metagame, and it doesn't really have it. Yeah, Hariyama's another great Terramon, and you could just drop Regigigas or swap this to Hariyama, right? Or I think 4-point Gloom is also so much. There's so much. What's up, Trexo? We haven't gotten to yours yet, but we do. Dude, this is dude, you and Amel, 2 guys just had it in your mind. You knew. Big Pekarut and Terapagos, Demon Core. Also, you got Terra Company, which is fucking broken. But we'll get there. But yeah, I think this is another C tier team, to be completely honest. I still like it over the Swoo, but I'm not particularly huge on it. Now, something else to keep in mind, too, if we get to the point where, like, say, sorry, let's give you guys a better view. Just kind of give you an update of what we have. If we get to a point and I have every team B and C, we're going to adjust it and move teams up to S, because it's all going to be relative, right? Does Raikou get Weather Ball? I don't know if I think it still does. I think it still does. Let's see. Raikou. It does. So, that's cool. There's not really, I guess, Weather Ball Ice with Slowking, yeah. That's cool. I seen it when we was a GMAX Zard draft. Well, that GMAX Zard needs to go to fucking, I don't know. That guy sucks. That Zard is a terrible Zard. Also, in GMAX, Poggers, we love GMAX. What does Comfy do? I honestly don't know. Dude, he's him. We'll get there, though. He is him. Oh. Haha, I might have spoiled. Don't look. This is gonna be hard, dude. I've already fucked up. But yeah. From the last time with the guy, yeah. Okay. Next though, we have the Florida Flygons. And again, I want to mention, dude, DOS is hip. This seems crazy. Not because, like, I know, like, what the structure looks like, but I think it's crazy that bro got his, like, mascot pick round 1. It's like, I got my mascot, woo! But then round 2 came along, and he's, like, in the middle of the draft. He's like, oh, shit, Deoxys speed is there. I think that's wild. That's crazy, bro. I don't know. I obviously just drafted in BBR. No spoilers on like results of games, but I love that guy in the builder. He's so shiest. Dio speed is so fucking good, man. You want to talk about something like Polt just having so much like free EV resource? It's really solid. I do like Terra Flygon. I think it's cool. I think it losing Roost loses a ton of its defensive viability, but I also think you picked the best typings for it. I think ground if you have to go stab, steel, and electric. Fire. I think you could also go with like poison, but I think steel is probably better, to be completely honest. Dio, great. It provides some hazards for this team. Now, one thing is I wish we had a better spiker. Now, I will say, we do have Bramble, who's... No, okay, I take that back. I think Bramble's a good spiker, man. I think this guy slept on... For 4 points, I feel like this is a great pickup. This is a great ground resist outside of the, few immunities that we have. Dude, I like that. That's a good pickup. Yo, Bramble is him. Is it controversial saying that DOS is top 10 Paldea decks? I don't think it's controversial. I don't know if I have that opinion yet. I think it hasn't been Paldea decks long enough, but that's lukewarm, in my opinion. That's lukewarm. But dude, I love Azu. I think Azu is so anti-meta in this game. I think it's so anti-meta and so solid. Our speed tier wise, we go, obviously Dio is going to be ridiculously fast, but then we have guys like Flygon Rachi at about 100. We have Miss Magias at 100 plus. I'd like something around 110, but it's Paldea decks. It's hard, man. But then we have Weavile to kind of bridge the gap and have more like standard, fast mons opposed to something like demonic like Dio that's going to force 0 prep in its speed because nothing's outspeeding it anyways, right? So I think that's a clutch aspect of this. I like the fat on this team too. I just kind of talked about how I don't really like balance, but something I really like in Paldea decks right now is I love mons like Azu, Ursa Blood Moon or Ursa, Muck, guys like even Brambleghast to an extent, these fat annoying mons that still threaten offensively and still force progress on their own. I think it is so important to not be a blob, and none of the fat on this team outside of Crocolore is a blob, and even then, Crocolore at least has Unaware, has Yawn. It can be a nuisance that way. Wish you could Terra, but I think they probably didn't have enough Terra points to do so. So that's valid. But again, there's some great pieces. I think Rachi Wish passes really well into this team. We have like a little fun trick room aspect with Rachi. Big Muck is great on this team as a ghost resist too. Muck plus Ursulina Blood Moon is such a good pairing for something like Dio. Something I wish this team had was a good offensive fighting type. I think that would have been great with Dio. I think you really want an offensive fighting, but Azu really helps offensively with Dio, since you beat down dark types at least, and then steel types you do have options for, right? We have double ground, which is really cool, so it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. I like this team, man. I know it's round 1 Flygon, but this is my favorite team so far. Rachi with Whip Pass and a Lomuck, that's what I mean. I think this is my favorite team so far. I wouldn't say this is an S tier team. I would have liked an offensive fighting. I would have liked maybe a higher tier spiker, something like Brambleghast, but other than that, dude, I mean, I don't think there's much wrong with this team. I really fuck with it. It looks a little wacky on paper, but dude, it's good. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in A tier. This will be our first A tier team. Good stuff. I like the team a lot. And again, that with the round 1 Flygon and still getting a team like that, I think that's super sick, dude. I super mess with it. All right, next up. Oh, there's Trexo. I think he's still catching up, but bam. I think he's still catching up, but Trexo here. It looks like he's got the Tropicos. Terra Comfey, round 2 is like a jump, but dude, hold on. I kind of like tunneled past. I saw Tropicos, I saw the Comfey, and then Petron was pointed out to me. Wait, this team is insane. Other than the fact that you drafted Corviknight on purpose, because that guy's terrible, this team's insane. Wait, hold on. Okay. hold on. Okay. So we have Tropicos is a new cool new toy, right? I don't think it's better than your round 3 and round 4 pick, personally. Well, probably better than your round 4. I don't think it's better than your round 3 pick in Chomp, but I mean, like, cool new toy. We get it. Comfey, I think it's very underpriced for how good it is with Terra, right? With Triage, Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, Calm Minding Up, Leech Seeding, being a big nuisance and being a great win condition when everything else that's tearing is low tier 2. I think that's a great pickup. I think it's very, very valid. I think the typings that you went as well are very solid. Fire and ground are both great. You're probably going to go ground in most games, in my opinion, but really solid. I could also see water over fire, because having like redundant typings that beat down steel types is a bit interesting. The only one that you would have wanted fire for, in my opinion, too, is Corviknight, because you can push through Scar with Terra Water pretty easily. Where Corviknight, not as much, but you have Corvi, so I would maybe think about going to water over fire, personally, just because I like the neutral defensive typing a ton, but not the end of the world. It also makes you resistant to steel without being weak to rocks and earthquake and rock slide and stuff like that. So it's just like a better typing into like defense or steals if you're worried about those guys. But we got Garchomp, who I am still a firm believer is a minimum top 10 Pokemon in the format. Minimum top 10. It's Rins of Alpha. I was like, who's sending me a notification right now? I think Garchomp is minimum top 10 in the format. Between Spikes, Rocks, Scale Shot, AV, Band, Scarf, Special, Physical, Mix. Like, Garchomp is the GOAT. Anybody tells you otherwise is named Keegan and dumb. Meow, obviously the best it's ever been. Pekka was only 10 points, too. I think this guy's like an 11, 12 point guy, so I think this is actually pretty unpriced. That's a great pickup. He got Draft League Jesus in Iron Hands in like round, what is this? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6? Round 6? Now, the one crux of the draft is we drafted dogshit Corviknight. It fits on the team, and it is a good ground immunity. Do I think Corvi is a passive piece of doo-doo? Yes, I'm a firm believer that Corvi is doo-doo butter. But I do think it fits. I think objectively it fits. You can't yell about it too much. Terra Vapo, also a very valid option. If Comfey doesn't have a great matchup, I think a defensive Terra option like this, very solid. And then Grumpig, 1 point. Steel. Sneasel, why not, dude? Great speed tier for the team. Cuts the gap between things like Comfey, Meowscarada. I think this team is the S tier team. I think this is the best team so far. I know we just hyped the floor Flygons. I think Trexor's team is crazy, dude. We'll give an update on the tier list real quick. Yeah, I think Trexor's team is crazy. His is so good. 1-for-1 Monster Daisy. He's minimum 1-for-1. That is the best thing about him. Corvi gets in Chomp, though. Yeah. My issue with Corvi is he's no longer the defensive pivot that he was before. He is 100% a U-turn bot. And I'm not a fan of spending 14 points for U-turn bots. Objectively, it fits on the team. So that's why I'm not dunking on it and putting this team lower because Corvi is on the team. Objectively, from an objective perspective, it super fits the team. But I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan, right? So, okay, next up, who do we have? We have Hopeless in the Illustrious Auroras. Oh, he got Chow. He got, I said Chow. Qianpao. Chowda. Qianpao Spectrier. Necrozma. 13 point Necrozma? 13? Why did you give it to him for free? Why is Quackleval 17 points? Who hurt you? Who did that? Who did that? On purpose? On purpose? For sure recognizes you from bot late in Gen 8, almost close to Gen 9. Yeah, I didn't like in Gen 8, but at least in Gen 8 you had the 16 Roost, right? Now you have 8. And the metagame is so much stronger that it's a lot harder to not be 2-hit KO'd or not just be turned into passive, just food. 13 Necro is crazy. That's the most, insane thing ever. The top 5 is super shice, besides Spectre. Now, Spectre is objectively good, right? And I know Hopeless is very good. Hopeless won BBR SummerSlam. Hopeless is an accomplished player in the Showdown community. He's a very good player. And Qianpao, Spectre, Necrozma is a demon. Top 3. Lander's a great pivot, but again, it's also 18 points. That's very expensive. That's a lot of damage. Or that's a lot of points. Ow, 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 ow. Mischievous in 1 is a steal. I do fuck with that. A good low tier Terra Captain. Incredibly bulky, incredibly annoying. Terra Shaman is also great, man. Grass Fairy Electric is really, really cool. I like that a lot. I think Electric is actually really interesting on it. Adds a lot of very interesting 50-50s. Tinkaton does great in roll compression for this team. Quillfish, same thing. Decently bulky-ish water with your offensive water, as well as Intim Pivot, Spikes, decent core with Landers as well, like offensively or defensively. Those guys are really good together. Mischievous and then Greedent really helps out with the ghost issue that you have. This is another low-key or S-tier team. This is another low-key S-tier team. I genuinely think that. This team's really good. I think I like Trexo's more, personally, but I do like Hopeless's team a lot, and I think it's very close. So we're going to put that in S-tier. I think it's another S-tier team. A team could use a Shoxa or Lando. I think Lando is good here. I think Lando is really good here. I think that... And he has spikes, right? He has a spikes pressure in Quillfish. So he kind of got that spiker later. And Quillfish will come to a lot of games on this team. Trust. But I do think that guys like Lando, Quack were a little overpriced, but they're still great pickups, right? They're still great pickups. I think Lando fits well here because it's actually a bulky good round resist. Yeah. Otherwise, it's almost Shaman, and Shaman wants to Terra. Yeah. I agree. 100%. I love Lander's defensively on this team. Hopeless is about to be a menace this season. Oh, true. I could totally see Hopeless winning. I'm just ranking on teams, by the way. I'm not really ranking on, like, player skill. But Hopeless as a player is definitely very, very good. Is it just an expensive Landers, but it does work? Yeah. That's my thoughts on it, too. That's my thoughts on it, too. All right. We have the New York Meadows. Meta. All right, we'll slide this over just a little bit so we can see. New York Meadows, they have round 1 Volk, but I guess it's kind of round 1 bundle. It doesn't really matter. I like Slowking with these guys. Rillaboom's a great pairing as well with Slowking. Good core. Terra Reverum is super shite. Then we got Big Heatran. Mesprit is a great means of getting up rocks, pivoting in. Our Steel Type didn't have rocks. We didn't have rocks in general, so I actually really like Mesprit on the team. Sandslash is cool with Terra. And then we have Wigglytuff and Ampharos. I think my biggest issue with this team, I do think it's solid. I really, really like the offense. I really like the slow momentum, the pivoting. I think we have one of the best Terra captains in the game. And then we have a phenomenal defensive core in Slowking, Rillaboom, Heatran, Mesprit. Like, those guys are awesome. We have Great Wish as a low-tier passer and Wigglytuff to keep the team healthy, as well as have a solid Ghost Resist. People sleep on Big Wiggles. But unless your name is Gengar, you're probably not smashing through Wiggles, right? Keep in mind the budget was definitely inflated, so it's okay to get an extra point and stuff. That's good to know. So I like this team. My issue is the lack of hazards. I think a team with mons like Bundle, Slowking, Rillaboom, Heatran really appreciates spikes being a same thing with Volcarona that we're trying to kind of set up the end game, you know, for that guy very often. Really, really does appreciate the hazards. So I think I really would have liked spikes on the team that isn't Sandslash Alola. I really don't like that. The team really wants removal and has fake removal. This is my hot take. I don't think fucking removal matters. I think having it is nice. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. Now with Bundle, it's a little tough because there's a lot of matches where you want to run Specs or something like that, or Booster, and you can't. You gotta run Boots. But not the biggest deal in the world. No Dark type, but I don't know if that really matters, right? I think we have plenty of tools to deal with the fat psychics that exist. I think we have so many tools to deal with the fat psychics. I think you only, like, need a Dark type if you're really, really weak to psychics, fat psychics setting up and winning. I don't think this team is. I think Volt can push through them. I think Slowking can yawn them, put them to sleep, and deal with them that way. I think that mons like Heatran can taunt and Magma Storm 90% of them down. So then like Mesprit can also Encore Lock them and pivot in very freely. So I actually don't think that it's that big of a deal to not have a Dark type on this team. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally. I don't draft lots of removal ever, but I think the team specifically kind of walks it. That's fair. Champow's about to go crazy again. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think this is a low A tier team. Personally, I like the offense. I like the defensive core. There are a couple holes in the team. We said no Dark. We said Champow is going to be a bit of an issue. But something like defensive Heatran can check it low-key. It's hard for it to lock, and if it's not banded, it's also going to have to worry about getting fucking flame bodied potentially. Only Dark / knock resist being Wiggly is definitely tough. Wiggly is definitely very pressured. But I do like it in general. I don't think it's that bad. I think this is a low A tier team. I think it is at least a jump better than the teams we have in B tier currently. At least in my opinion. No fighting either. Yeah, I mean, team would appreciate a fighting too, but at the end of the world, I really like the team. I think it's solid. And by the way, Owen, did BBR ban Champao? I don't remember who has it. We did. Kid named Knockoff. We did ban it. That guy's broken. Fuck him. There we go. We have Golden Guy next. We got pick 1 Polskis. And then with the wheel, we end up getting Metagross, Hisui, Samurott, which is great. I think that Weezing sucks. So that's a bit unfortunate. And we went really early on our Terra Captain, which is interesting, but not the end of the world. Toadscroll, get a little bit more spinny, which is cool. I think we never really want to defog on this team. Terra Kill Watchroll is a great Terramon. I really like that. Then we got Big Sneasler. And Clefable later. Komala is another spinner as well as a Ghost check, which I think is really valuable. Komala isn't good, right? Let's not pretend Komala is good. But in those Ghost matches where this team gets cooked by a Spectre, cooked by a Gengar, Komala is actually a very good check to this Pokemon. That guy's a very good check to the Pokemon. So I actually think it's a solid low tier pick. I think team is very top heavy, but it doesn't look like because they weren't drafted together. But I think in most games you can go Pult, Metagross, Sam, Kilo, Clefable, Sneasler. Like, pretty freely in a lot of games. You can flex in Mons like Toadscroll for hazards. You can flex in Mons like Weezing for, a Dragon check or a Fighting check and things like that. If, Clef has a bad matchup. I think having Weezing Clef is kind of bad. I just noticed that. I don't like Weezing Clef. I think getting a better poison is big. I also really prefer offensive poisons with something like Pult. I'm curious, is there anything like really good around 12? That's an offensive poison. Glim's gone. Yo, Loki, Monkey Dory, kind of shiced on this team. Monkey's kind of shiced on this team. Wait, pick up Monkey Dory. He's fire. I don't think you should ever really have Weezing on a team when you own a Clefable. Personally. Actually, we like this feature. Wait, yo, get Monkey Dory. Oh, no, we have Sneasler. Wait, why do we even have Weezing? I think getting something else that's not Weezing sucking up 12 points. That's my thing. I'm a big Weezing hater. I think Weezing is not great. So he's offensive poisoning. I just missed it. It's alright, relax. Relax. We're looking as we go. I just don't see why Weezing is on this team. I think it's very bad. Other than that, I really like this team, though. I think Colossal's a great low-tier Terramon. Grabbed it early, but you were able to get probably one of the better Terramons and Kilowattrel a little bit later. Golduck could even be fun with some, range shenanigans, I guess. He's also just a cool guy. 3 points. You get a little bit of value out of him, I suppose, though. First good Monkey Dory. Weezing is unnecessary. Maybe not Monkey Dory, because I forgot the Sneasler. The point values being different is fucking with me. Maybe it's just something other than Weezing. I'm not going to sit here and do transactions, because he yelled at me when I didn't see the Sneasler. Angry. But yeah, I like the team a lot. I think it's another low tier team. I really, really love these top end mons. I love Pult, Meta, Hisui Sam, Kilo, Clef. Sneasler is great with Pult. I think Sneasler Pult is a really shisty core. I think this is probably an A tier team as well. Probably middle A here. Yeah. Okay. And then we just have one more because this team was dropped and there's not a coach for it yet, I don't think. So yeah. Look, you want to see my team was ranked? If you want to post in the Discord and just ping me, I can look at it after. I understand that you want your team ranked, but I'm ranking the main league teams right now. Oh, the stack on the team, yeah. Gonna win some games on the stack alone. Oh, for sure. This is the best hazard control in the game. I really, really like it. And I like the triple spin. I like having lots of spin like this. You're probably going to find a way to spin in every matchup if you have 3 options to do so. No, I know, I'm messing with you. Incog to go. Okay, so then I'll rank it as Incog then. I'll rank it as Incog. Okay. We have the Rustboro City Rejects. It's demon logo. Who's that? That is Arts. Okay. Well, who texted me? Don't you know I'm being a Pokemon gamer right now? Okay. There we go. We have Boulder. A little early, but I think we end up getting great mons later that lasted a little long, right? We have Urshi Rapid, Chiyu, Kyurem. We're kind of clumpy right there, speed tier wise, and it looks like we didn't really fix that. So that's a bit of an unfortunate thing. We kind of sit between 95 and 100 right here. We have Boulder for some elite speed, some very solid speed, but everything in between is pretty clumpy, right? Very, very clumpy. Very pro player. Yes, Lord J. I don't know if we're talking about me. I'm the biggest professional draft league player of all time. I'm gonna start putting that in my YouTube videos. Professional draft league player in parentheses. Or parentheses, yeah. There you go. We love Hearts. I'm not gonna lie, I think Boulder's kind of overwhelming. I think it's solid. I think it's much better with Terra. I think with Terra it's actually broken. I think even in high tier Terra leagues where guys like Gouging can Terra, I think Boulder is broken. And in the Showdown League I'm running where we're doing free Terra preview, high tiers can Terra, we actually voted on banning Boulder with Terra. I think its typing otherwise is a little bit underwhelming, but coverage wise it has everything it needs. Absolutely everything. Booster speed is very solid. I wish it could rock too. Having a rock type that can't rock is a bit unfortunate. Speaking of that, our rocks are actually pretty okay. Donphan, Bronzong, 2 very reliable rockers. I would have loved some spikes, though. We have big, scary guys like Chi-Yu, Kyurem, Urshi Rapid, right? The next wolf. Dude, that's another demon one. Draft League Wolf Glick. I don't think people would be happy with that one, though. Don't think people would be happy with that one. I think people understand it's good. That's valid. I think that's valid. I think it's a good Pokemon. I don't know if I drafted round 1. I think it's a good mon. I don't know if it's a round 1 guy, but like I said, we got round 1, like, adjacent Pokemon in round 2, 3, and 4, right? I think Kyurem at 15 is also a steal. I know he lost Roost, but that guy's still him. I got cooked by a sub-protect Terra Steel Kyurem last week, and I have not been the same since. Chi-Yu, Rapid, Kyurem, oh man, yeah. No, I mean, crazy offensive core. I do like that aspect. I think the Terra Captains are a bit middling. 8-point Electivire is hella expensive. Terra Porygon is a cool defensive Terra. I like that option. Donphan gives us great spin, which I love when we have guys like Chi-Yu, Kyurem. And we don't want to run boots on Chi-Yu, Kyurem very often. Kyurem can run a little bit more often. Chi-Yu does not run boots, bro. That is not a boots mon. So getting really good spin, I like that aspect. Got it pretty late, too, for Bronzong. Morgrem is a bit unfortunate. That's a very expensive Meganium, but it's also your ground resist. I don't know if I'm too big on ground resist Meganium. We do have Zong that levitates. I also don't know if I like Fairy type Morgrem. There's a lot of pressure on Bronzong on this team defensively. I would consider maybe going Terra Fairy Porygon over like Electric. I would look-y consider that personally. Yeah, no, I just saw your message over there. 100% Noel. Draft League Wolf Glick, so Wolf Glick, true. Draft League Wolf Glick, parentheses, he doesn't play anymore. But yeah, I think this team, solid offensively. Like, we have some really scary threats that are going to really overwhelm a lot of teams. But I think synergistically, the team struggles a little bit, not having any spikes, having this crazy speed jump, having so much pressure on Bronzong, and not having a real fairy is a bit tough. And again, the not having a real fairy thing is big, because now what's our fighting check? Boulder, neutral. P2 when it tears, so I guess bring Terra Ghost every game. But even then, we gotta do that first. Otherwise, we're just kind of clicking close combat into the squad. He wants to magnetize the Terra Electric, calling it now Demon. Yeah, no fighting resist. Exactly. So I think this team is probably a B-tier team because I think it has some really scary threats to it. And that's always an important thing, right? Like, we have Button on the team. But I definitely think that it is a bit lacking synergistically. And I mean, how do we feel about this versus the Rain team? I think I like the Rain team a little bit more. And then we have Incog, who will be the Toronto Tinkatinks on the graphic. It'll be the Toronto Tinkatinks. I think you need a ground up poison, but it would have been good here. I mean, it depends on how weak the team is to T-Spike. How weak is the team to be? Yeah, team's pretty weak to T-Spike. Whole team's pretty much grounded outside of Zong. Yeah, no, I agree. That's another big one. Yeah, I don't think that changes my spot for it, but I agree. Alright. Incog. We have Great Tusk, Latios, Goldango, Greninja, Thundy T, Snorlax. Wait, that's a demonic start. I fuck with that heavy. Hector underpriced Delphox with Terra is also really, really solid. I really like Terra Delphox. Granbell is a great low-tier Terramon. I think a big oopsie aspect is our ground resistance Grottle. I don't know if I super funk with that. And our bulky water is Snorlax. So, like, we did sacrifice a little bit defensively. But we do have Terra, like, means of kind of patching that up and fixing that, right? Snorlax can become our bulky water. Delphox can kind of become our bulky grass and be able to take on opposing waters and grass types and things like that. So that's cool. And we have guys like Latios that naturally resist a lot of these typings and things like that. W Gramble. No P Grottle. We're not P Grottling. We're trying to be professional for the UNPL. No P Grottles in chat. No P Grottles. Gramble. We do love Gramble. I don't know why the chat is so excited for Gramble. I fuck with Gramble. I don't know why we're that excited. 4-point Grottle makes me angry, though. I don't like him. He's so bad. Grand Ball. Yes, let's go Grand Ball. I love Grand Ball. It's my favorite fairy, too. I like Gramble because it reminds me of Snowy. So I think this team's solid. I think this is a low-tier, A-tier team. Tusk, Latios, Gold, Gren, Thundy. This is a demonic start to a team. And then you're just gonna kind of flex in a 6-mon. You're gonna go Terra, Lax, Delphox. If you have a really rough matchup into some strong physical attacker, you might go Gramble. You might go Swallow out one matchup a season. I don't think you're ever bringing 4-point P Grottle. No, Gramble's the GOAT, man. That's a really good low-tier fairy. Really, really good low-tier fairy. I wish something that sucks is that it lost Heal Bell. Obviously, with everything losing Heal Bell, it was a really good low-tier cleric back when it got it. But I think it's a low-tier team. I like right here. And that's going to be Naranja. Took us about an hour. So no D-tier teams. This is kind of where we're rocking. I think all the teams in C tier are very close. I think it gets a little bit more definitive as we get up towards A tier. These guys are all pretty darn close too. Then A tier, I think there's a pretty big jump, and I think there's a big jump between S and A. I think these teams are like so crazy good. Shouts to Backshots, dude. We do love Backshots this fall. That's my guy. P Grottle going to sweep. No P Grottle in the chat. If Gramble had Wish, he would be certified the GOAT. Gramble would actually be a Demon Wishmon. I do agree there. Alright. Woo! Gotta go do some more. I gotta do some more. Okay. Let's see. So I'm checking my phone. Because it took a little bit of a break. Oh my god, I just jumped up like 20 subs. Probably, again, if you sub during the stream, I appreciate it a ton. But Draft Notes is also doing hella good. I got 2K views in 9 hours. Let's go. Woo! I appreciate you guys, though. If you also are new here and you dropped a sub, thank you so much. I might not. It's probably not all from Draft Notes. It's probably you guys helped me out as well, which I do appreciate a ton. Thank you. But yeah, our team's fuck spoiler, but I just want to address some of my personal favorites. That's valid. That is valid. Well, I'm gonna move this guy so I don't have to like go in between. But yeah, dude, we gained we're up like 50 subs today. No, we're up 40 subs. 40, because I was at like 30 or something like that. And that's time for this stack division. This div is low-key stacked. At least with people I know. It's stacked with people I know, right? Okay. So we're gonna have to hide this view so that we can get over here. Alright, first we start with the Menchesney Park Slowpokes. UVA teams. Where are the Slowpokingtons? They're all the way over here. Alright, we got Round 1 Latias, Excadrill, Sand? Any Sanders? There's the T-Tar. We fuck with it. No Terra Araquanid. No. I do like Terra Houndstone, though, a lot on Sand. I think Terra Ambor is super nice as well. I like that pickup. I mess with that. That's cool. Really late Thundy T. I don't know about the Billy and the Ice Cube. I know Amel might be happy. But man, I don't know about the Ice Cube. That guy sucks. I think it seems fun. I mean, I'm personally a big fan of Latios. Sand, is Latios drafted? I'm assuming it is. It's a round 1 guy. It is a certified round 1 guy. Hold on. We're gonna scroll. And just peep. Yeah, Dane drafted it. Okay, so I think that's a very valid wheel pick. I think Latias plus Drill is really solid. I think this is the best Latias has been in a long time. I think Toxic is tough, but it got fairy coverage, Mistball buff. No, it did not. It did not. So I like it. I'm not a big Weezing guy. I think you all know I'm not a big Weezing guy already. We kind of talked about that. That guy sucks. Hate Weezing. Araquanid is solid. I don't know if he can Terra, and I don't know if I would rather Terra Araquanid or Emboar. I think I would rather Terra Araquanid. I really don't like the bug defensive typing on our bulky water. I think that really, really kind of handicaps it, especially if we're not going boots. If rocks are up, we have our own stand up. Our Araquanid is basically at like sub 70% for existing for a turn. But yeah, it also got Alluring Voice, by the way. That's the fair cover. Well, Drinkus is great on setup sets, right? But it got Alluring Voice, so I think that's cool. Thank God you don't. You bring that shit up a lot. That is interesting. But yeah, I think the team's solid. Let's see. I think traditional ground resist Araquanid Sceptile is a bit tough. There's some cool aspects of like Sceptile with Weezing. Obviously, if we're running terrain, but I also don't think terrain is great with Weezing, right? I think you typically want to be Nuke Gas or Levitate, especially on a team with this weak to ground. Hey, what's your opinion on Lando I? Personally, I think it's good, but far from what it used to be. Oh, this is the worst Lando I's ever been. Losing Rock Polish made that mon super mediocre. I don't even think it's a round 1 pick, personally. It's a great breaker, solid Pokemon, but like, this is the worst it's ever been. For sure. In my opinion, at least. I don't even think it's a round 1 pick. Like, nowhere near it. But I like Lottie Sand. I think Lottie Sand is great. I think there's some great pieces on here. Speed tier wise, we cap out. No, we have Sceptile, so Latias into Sceptile. That's solid. I like it. train rough with Latios there. It is, but you're not going to bring in a lot, right? So I don't think that's like a negative on the team. I don't think that's a downside on the team. I think it's a solid B tier. I wish Latios was a little stronger. If this was a Latios, I think I would have it a lot higher. Obviously, you can't do anything about that, but that is the case, right? That is the case. It's maybe not like Edgefield but burned with Misty Train. That's valid. That is valid. I don't think you're going to run it very often, but it's a cool aspect of it. Or I don't think I would run it very often. I guess is a better way of saying that, right? But next up we have Braden here. Braden's a really nice guy. I really fuck with Braden. We have a pretty interesting squad here. We got Bundled Chiyu, which is a really, really solid offensive core. We drafted Fraudulent Corviknight, unfortunately, but it does do a great job of getting things like Bundle and Chiyu in. So that's cool. If nothing else, we are at least U-turn botting him, which is nice. We have Big Conk, solid breaker. I fuck with it. Really good with guys like Bundle as well. Bundle gets it very free switch-ins. So I like having an offensive fighting. You can just gaslight them to give them Latios. That is so true. That is so valid. Blissey, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think we have a pretty passive defensive core with mons like Corvi Blissey, and I wonder if that's going to kind of get out of hand. Bax is solid. Not the greatest, not the worst. And then we have a couple shitters in Bonnet, Sudowoodo. Glimit's good value in one, but Bonnet and Sudowoodo aren't the greatest. I like Terra Jolteon, solid mod. I think this team is going to struggle a little bit defensively. Mods like Corvi and Blissey just are not really built for a Gen 9 metagame. I really don't think they are. I really don't think they are. And there's so much pressure on this Corviknight to where it doesn't really function the way that you want it to. Look at the Earthquake switching outside of Corvi, right? It's Corvi. So if Corvi is constantly coming in, taking chip, taking hazards, having to defog for a lot of this team because this team hates hazards being up, having to defog, having to roost, having to defog, having to roost. You're not U-turning, you're not getting in your Pokemon, you're getting overwhelmed, you're getting pressured. And once that Corvi goes down, I think this team crumbles defensively, personally. I think that Bax's points could have been used better. I think we spent a lot on Bax when it wasn't needed on this team. I get the idea as alluring of having Ninetales plus Bax, but it's not great. Also, look at the fighting resist. Our fighting resist is if we Terra Fairy our Jolteon, right? And Bonnet immunity. So I think this team has a lot of inherent defensive weaknesses. A lot of inherent defensive weaknesses. Yeah, I mean, are you ever tearing your Jolteon? You're probably tearing your Jolteon every week. Braden is a known Blissey lover. I've never been big on Blissey in draft. I think it's a little passive. I think this is a C-tier team, unfortunately. I love Braden. I think he has some really scary threats on his team. But I think defensively, this team is really just going to suck momentum out of the offense-heavy top half that's really solid. Strong priority statistics have its value. That's cool. I mean, that's fair. But yeah, I think defensively this team's just, it's a little bit worse for wear. Also, look at the fire resist on this team. Oh my god, look at the fire resist. There isn't a fire resist. Corvi's the only dragon. I mean, there's so, oh my god, I've never seen so much pressure on Corviknight in my life. I've never seen so much pressure on in my life. I mean, I'm sure Blissey could have been a Terra Captain. I don't think you ever want to tear it. I don't think you ever want to tear it. I think you're fine keeping it normal and not wasting. So I'd rather have the low point, 1 point shitters Terra. To be completely honest, if I'm being real, that's what I would prefer. All right, we got Danny next, CEO and head boss man. All right, where are we at? Am I not far enough? I gotta drag my shit, huh? All right, Danny. Sorry, when you talk for a long time on stream, dude, I get like a super sore throat. I heard this shit gets bad. I will say if Ember would have been 9 points along with Arachnite, I wouldn't have hesitated to tear on both. That's valid. Oh, Ember. Oh, like Ember costed, made it cost a little bit too much to tear it. Okay, I get you. Alright, we have Lottie, Cinderace, and Emers. I love this offensive core. I think 15 points superior is a crime if that thing can't Terra. That buddy belongs sub 10 or around 10 max. That's a bit of a point sucker. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that. I think the top 3 sound incredible, and superior is still a good Pokemon without Terra, but he's not 15. Oh, that's rough, man. That's a expensive motherfucking superior. Oh no. Then we have gold. I like gold. If we're getting gold, oh no, the spikes. We need the spikes. Where's the spikes? Where are the spikes? Where are the spikes? Tentacool is great. I think this team really appreciates the fairy resist in particular that it brings. There is a lot of pressure on this Tentacool to take every attack humanly possible. So that's a little nerve-wracking. It's a little nerve-wracking. I like Hitmonchan, good spinner, good offensively too. I think Terra Dark might have been a little bit better than Ghost to get boosted knocks and kind of give you the same offensive coverage, personally, but Ghost is also decently solid. Ditto is Ditto. Never the biggest on Ditto, but I don't think it's a bad Pokemon. Spiritomb for 2 points? Who put him there? Why is he down that low? Pick him up. Up. That's a great 2-point value. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. Holy moly. I'm just looking at the dock. I don't know if there's recon trades or whatever, but goodness gracious. That's insane. 2-point Spiritomb? Also, I skipped over Pylo's one. I love Pylo. That's the GOAT. I think he's a cool low-tier Terra Captain, too. I think this team really started off great. I love Lottie, Cinderace, and Emers, and I love Goldango. I love Tentacruel. I think there's some great pieces. These guys are great low-tier value. I think this team's going to struggle a little bit in cohesiveness, staying together. Getting up hazards would have been incredible for this team, but we have one rocker, and I think that's a little bit tough. One rocker and Pilot One who's not going to want to come every week, who's not going to want to Terra every week. So that's a little bit tough. I think the offense on the top end is really solid, though. I think Lottie, Cinderace, and Emers Gold is going to carry you to some victories, like, on its own. I do like that aspect, but I do think it's lacking in some other areas, for sure. Like our Farrier just being Tentacruel, and that's it. Or I guess we have Gold, too. So I guess they're Gold, too. Pilot feels like a mon that would benefit a ton from Terra. Oh yeah, shedding that shitty ice defensive typing. Super shiced. It looks like it's ground, which honestly, you could go Terra Ground Pilot and it clicks some fucking buttons, bro. Terra Ground actually seems great. I am going to go ahead and put this team, this is probably high C tier, low B tier is where I'm going to put it. High C tier, low B tier. Okay. Next up, we have the Delhi Scourge team. Where's the Delhi Scourge team? This is Scrub Supreme. We have Dio defense along with Gotcha. That is a really expensive Dio. No! No! I do like Dio with gouging. I like the fact that you come in, spike, teleport, get in your guy. But that's a lot of points. We have Venusaur and we didn't Terra. I would really consider tearing that guy. I think he's so broken with Terra. I understand like tearing the low tier guys is fun. Servine with Stellar is cool. Dodrio is awesome. Dodrio is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. One of my favorite Pokemon in general. I love that guy. Strike also really benefits from Terra, but I think Venusaur benefiting from Terra the most, especially on a Sun team, would have been really, really nice to have. Fairy type Douchbun is a little bit mid. Meowstic has some good value. Low tier. To chat, warning, dark question, would you... that is a dark question. Thank God this is a Pokemon stream. This is a Pokemon stream. Neither. Neither. Let's keep the chat a little bit more, relaxed, yeah? Let's keep it a little bit more relaxed. New question of the day. Is the inside of Lightning McQueen wet, like us? Like our guts are wet? Is Lightning McQueen's guts wet? Or is he just a car on the inside? That's something to make you think. Right? Okay, but in general, I think this team is a bit mediocre. A lot of the speed comes from either Sun or some low-tier Mons. I really think the team would benefit from a Terra Venusaur. I like Dio, but it really is... Like, Dio being your second highest point value Mon really, really puts this team down for me. That's the worst question. Would you rather never have to grocery shop again or never have to do laundry again? I never want to do grocery shopping again because that implies that I'm being given free groceries forever. So for sure that one. I feel like for sure that one. Is that one Meowstic for 6 for the most of both for 3? I think some of the pricing in this league are definitely a little overinflated or underinflated because we're paying double for Meowstic or triple for Meowstic than we would for Spiritomb, Salon Fort. But yeah, I think this team in general, though, we're going to go ahead and put this in C tier. I'm not super big on it, personally, but there's definitely some cool aspects. I think gouging plus the Dio is cool. I think Venusaur really wants to Terra. I like Gambit. But yeah. That's me. But yeah, I would for sure rather never grocery shop again, by the way. I kind of left that out. I would love to never grocery shop again. That gives me free food. Free food! I'll do my laundry twice a week and be fine. You know? Like, it's good. Once or twice a week and I'm fine. Okay, next up we got Thomas. Good old gentleman Thomas. He's a gentleman. Oh, he got, okay, Darkrai, Garchomp, Sneasler with Terra Comfey. Wait, this team's demonic. Terra Rhyperior is awesome. I really want to try that. I love the Komala pickup too. Again, really helping us out with those specific Ghost matchups. Not really Pult. It doesn't really take on Pult well, but it takes on Spectre well, it takes on Gengar well. Those are the 3 predominant Ghost types in the format. You also have great checks to the Pult and having, what do you call it? Comfey, which is awesome. The prankster side got Meowstic has been putting more in a couple of videos lately against setup teams. That's valid. That's cool. Once again, 8-point Comfey, Bramble on 4, Deja Vu. Yeah, I think the same team had both of those last time. Again, great value. I love Bramble, though. I think it's totally fine to grab that guy. Again, great spiker. Gives us a secondary spike outside of Chomp. Takes a little bit of pressure off of that guy. And Bo's a great ice resist when you have Garchomp, too. It's also a great fairy resist and psychic resist. It actually glues with this team, like, damn near perfectly. I really like Empo on the squad. There's great hazards. We have Mesprit, who's, like, one of my favorite utility monsters in the game. This team's incredible, dude. Terra Rhyperior, who is him, by the way. I don't think we're recognizing that having... what do you call it? Solid Rock plus a good defensive typing is incredibly broken, and now Rhyperior can do that. I think this is an S tier team. I really like Thomas's team. Thomas's team is awesome. That's super shiest. I fuck with it, dude. That's a really good team. They were great. And Darkrai lasts that long? Goodness. Alright, we gotta look at D-Ray's team. That bum. F tier. He sucks. We got Pow, Tusk, Gator. Who's allowed to Terra, by the way. Pheasant, Drippity, Jirachi. I love the Jirachi pick on this team, actually, a lot. I like these two a lot in general. I really like Jirachi defensively, though, with this team. I really like Jirachi plus Tusk. I think it's a solid defensive core. Especially if you get a good fighting versus later. Doesn't look like D-Ray did that, but good one, right? Top 3 should never happen ever. Yeah, Pow, Tusk, Terra, Gator. Terra, Gator. Gator can Terra! That guy's broken. That guy's super broken. He needs to get off this dragon, though. He needs ice. I told him that, dude. Because I've seen this team. I've seen D-Ray play his games, like, live and call. He needs to get off this dragon, dude. Put ice on that guy. Put electric on that guy. God, you like it? Probably my favorite team I've drafted in a really long time. Oh, dude, it's super good. It's super good. Big Belly Bolt, who's also incredible with Terra. I love Belly Bolt. I don't like flying on this thing. I think Terra Water Belly Bolt is probably one of its better typings. Water Fairy Electric is probably... I thought I deleted it. I was so scared. I was like, did I break the dock? I don't even have access. How did I break the dock? Cyclozar, decent mon. Takes a little bit of pressure off of Great Tusk spin-wise, which is cool. It would have been cool to see Terra Cyclozar, too. Zoroark Hisui. I love Zoroark with guys like Pow and Tusk. They're incredible. Gator was a creative choice. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, like, yeah, for, like, content. That's valid, dude. He's a demon. He got that shit round 3. 12-point Interrogator, we on a massacre season. Dude, I told D-Ray, he better pop off. The team not having ground resist. Yeah, there's definitely some tough aspects to the team. Again, no ground resist is tough. His fighting resists are a little flimsy. It's really only Quillfish, Fez. Fez isn't the best Pokemon longevity-wise, in my opinion, especially because a lot of fighting could EQ and kind of nuke through it. Same thing with Quill. Quill gets good spikes as well, but I would have loved more spikes on this team. Again, guys like Pow Tusk just massacre through squads with them. I would have loved more rocks on this team. Our rocker is solely Great Tusk, and I do not like solely rocks Great Tusk. Which has to be a tomboy. That's a loaded question there. Mr. Young, that's a very loaded question. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put D-Ray in A tier. I think his offense at the top end is fucking ridiculous. These guys are insane. I love Rachi, love Belly Bolt, love Zoro. I think Electros is also a good pick on the team. It also gives him a ground immunity, which is cool. It gives him something a little bit more sturdy for waters too. Double electric, but not that bad. Alright. Doesn't share any weaknesses with the other electric, because he didn't have any weaknesses. So I think D-Ray is gonna be an A tier. Did Jirachi lose rock? Oh. Good catch. My bad. It didn't lose rocks. That is 2. Jirachi's rocks are... I'm D-Ray. Shut up. But I think D-Ray's a solid A tier team. I think Thomas's team is... Like, if we're comparing Thomas's team in S tier to D-Ray's team, I think there's a clear jump between the two. But I do think it's a very solid pick. Or a very solid squad. Alright, we have Jacob as sometimes. Next. I wasn't big on Rachi, but I love the wife. Dude, Rachi's great, man. I super fuck with Rachi. Alright, we got Jacob next. Round 1 Boulder really hurts, makes my tummy hurt. Very sad. I'm not a big Boulder round 1 guy. It's close to the wheel, but we also got Hydreigon round 2. And again, I think this is the worst Hydreigon has ever been. I really don't like No Roost Hydreigon. I think it really struggles in a lot of the versatility you can get, especially because we're looking. I mean, we could have had Garchomp. We could have had Jesus Sam's on the one. We could have had round 2 Blaziken. Wait, this guy got DOS Blaziken on purpose? With Terra Noivern! Wait! Okay, we'll get there later. We could have gotten Chiyu, which would have been great with Boulder. Holy shit. We could have gotten Tread, Cinder. Like, there's a lot of round 2 guys. I think Hydreigon is low-key like an end of the Mon, or end of the draft Mon that we grab. Oh, thank you. I just saw the bless you. Thank you. But, yeah, I'm not big on the top 2. I think the team really feels underwhelming when, in my opinion, the best Pokemon in this team is God Iron Hands. That's my GOAT, right? Iron Hands is great. But I never think that Iron Hands should be the best Pokemon in your team. And I think it, like, objectively is here. I think Rillaboom is great with the core that you have. Hands loves it. Boulder loves it. Guys like Clodsire give you good hazards, give you a Rocker, give you a Spiker, give you an Unaware Claude plus Vapo plus, like, things like Tinkaton are going to be very solid. I actually really like Terra Vapo plus Terra Grafai. I think Terra Grafai is awesome. Guys like Masquerade and Flareon don't really seem to have much of a function here. I think the speed tiers are a little bit abysmal in this draft as well. Not Terra Mimikyu's rough, yeah. I didn't even say that. You guys know how I feel about Mimikyu. I don't know if DRA's still here, because he might start screaming at me again. That guy is terrible. Mimikyu, that is. I hate Mimikyu. That guy's dog water. Yeah, this team is just very underwhelming. Speed tiers are rough. Yeah, I think Terra Mimikyu would have been the play too. I agree, instead of Vapo. I totally agree. Terra Mimikyu and Grafai seems solid. He just got Mimikyu Terra, by the way. Just dropped it. So that's good. Okay. Well, we'll keep that in mind. I do think that this team is probably a C tier team. I think I lean... Either him and Brayden are very close, in my opinion. Oh, no, not this song. Any OG Albiner stream viewers will know this is my least favorite song ever. The stupid ha 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 ha. Y'all think the Sneasler pick was a counter pick right after? Let me see. Okay, wait, what now? I think Mimikyu was good with Terra. Without it, yeah, I think it's a solid Terramon. I think Rilla was a counter pick with after Sneasler. I think it was just a good Mon, right? Like I fuck with the what do you call it? The guy. No, Rillaboom went before. So. Oh, no, it didn't. Actually, yeah, it might have been. Now, if you plan on getting Hands next anyways, I think it's a valid pick, right? I think Rillaboom is great. I love Rillaboom. Not as good as it's always been, but I could see it potentially being a counter pick, but I also don't think Jacob would draft like that. I think he knows that making it to where one other person doesn't get the most ideal Pokemon with their team doesn't really help you in the long run. So I think he would probably know that too. You know, Jacob's been playing draft for a long time. I think Jacob can do really well with this team, but I'm not super impressed with it. Next we have the Las Vegas Rotoms. I almost said Raiders. The Raiders are playing Pokemon now? Question mark. They're bad at football? Exclamation point. Interesting team. Ooh, we got Big Terra Trode. I think we get off of Terrifying. Put ice on this motherfucker. Come on. We gotta put ice on him. Oh, we also have Terra Kingja. Well, this team's immediately shy. Wait, this seems sick. Okay. I like the rain aspect with Ogre, Pelipper Kingja. I think Terapagos is solid on rain as well. I think it's a fun first pick Mon. Again, I don't think it's like round 1 pick 1 worthy value-wise, but like I can't blame anyone for picking the thumbnail Mon pick 1, dude. I would heavily consider it myself. I love the defensive core of these guys right here. Forey's a bit mid. I wish we had a better spiker on the team, but Forey on Rain is probably as good as Forey is going to get, right? So I think it's pretty solid. I got Bramble, the better gas. That's so valid. Did you want Rillaboom, though? Was that going to be your next round pick? I feel like that might have been it. No, because I feel like Empo is super valuable to your team. So I don't know about that. I like this team, though, a lot. I really like the Rain offense. I think, again, we struggle with immediate speed, but we have Ogre, so 110, so decently fast. No, we don't, though. Yeah, 110, 150, very solid natural speed. I'm tweaking. I think this team's solid. I think this is a good B-tier team. I think this is probably a better B tier team. I think it's a little bit under D-Race, because I think D-Race top end is so fucking gross. But I think as this is as solid as Gen 9 Rain is really going to get right now, outside of just a few things. 100% confirmed he's like a thumbnail moment pick. Most people, yeah. Most people. I think Trexo's too. It's like the last Terra Kingdom Rain squad, but its speed tiers fixed. Yeah. I think it's just like the better Rain team out of 2 divisions for sure. Next up we got Big Tone. You're talking about picking up the pick after, probably. That's fair. Yeah, I think Eppo was, like, needed for your team. Now, if you got Eppo and then Rillaboom came back, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, where are we at? We're on Toad. Miami Palafins. Okay. There he is. Oh, he got to try the mascot. So we have Palafin, Treads, Necrozma, Spectre, Glamora. Ooh, interesting start. Okay. We have a pretty inflated Hydropple at 13. And Sylveon, who I love me some Sylveon. Terror Korea, which is a great Terramon. Persian, and then Electric and Pignite. Dude, Amel, that sounds like Amel would draft those guys. Also, that's Terra Glamora. Yo, Terra Glamora sounds sick. I think I would want Terra Ground on it, but Terra Flying and... Is that Fairy? I think it's Fairy. I want to say it's Fairy. I'm not 100% sure. But, solid core. I love Spectre plus Glamora. I think Spec plus Glim is like a match made in heaven. Really, really like those guys. I think this team would have loved an offensive fighting. I think if you have Spectre, you want an offensive fighting. We unfortunately don't have it on this team, but I love the momentum offense. We have guys like Finn and Treads that kind of you flip turn and volt turn and get up hazards and do damage. Hydrapple's a strong Pokemon. I like it as a ground resist on the team too, because the team really struggles with grounds otherwise. Terra Water on Glim is also really solid. That's another good one. Didn't Challenge murder everyone with a Terra Glim? Oh, did he? I didn't watch too much draft this last draft run besides SPL games because I had to watch all of them and it was tiring. So I didn't watch a lot of draft games really. Also a lot of Showdown creators, but that was about it. But Necrozma at 13 is also crazy. That's a pretty shiesty core right there. 13-point Necrozma is very, very fire. I like that a lot. Speed tiers wise, we have Finn, Treads. Persian gives us good momentum, decent speed. Yeah, solid team. I think this is a B tier. I've all with it. I think it's a little bit worse than the Las Vegas Raiders. I think there's a lot of pressure on something like Hydrapple defensively, which is a bit unfortunate. I would have really liked a fighting here. We don't have great knockoff switches outside of Sylveon. There's a lot of pressure on Sylveon or Terra Fairy Glamora, so that's something else to keep in mind. Persian's not the sturdiest guy in the world, so I guess Persian is also resist, but solid B tier team. Solid B tier. Next up, we have the Renegades of Roots, who's already right here. Beautiful. We have Valiant, Scizor, Roaring Moon, Arcanine, Pterodon, which is pretty interesting, Tornadus, Rodamo, Random Barraskewda, which I'm a bit interested on, Uxie, and Avalugg. So we don't have traditional ground resistance, something to keep in mind. This seems just a little funky. I'm trying to think. Something feels off. I'm trying to think of what it is before I start talking onion shit. There's no real dark resist. We have Valiant. I like the offensive part of that Dragon Fairy Steel kind of core. Defensively, it's not great. I think it seems very Ghost Weak. Like, when we run into Pult, when we run into Gengar, when we run into Spec, this team's gonna have so much trouble against Spectre. Oh my gosh, I'm just running a Colbur Berry. I think he just wins. Right? I think Spec just wins with a Colbur. Yeah, this seems a little bit mediocre. I do like the Valiant Scizor Moon, but beyond that, it kind of falls off of a cliff a little bit for me personally. Fire resists are a little bit limited as well, in some way, but yeah. Joey's playing Power World. It's pretty fire. Oh, I didn't mean to pull up a stream. Ah! Okay, there we go. I was trying to clear the notification. But yeah, I think this is probably C tier as well, in my opinion. Probably gonna go down here. Alright, next up we have the Solihull. Well, I think I'm going to move Danny up to B, make these a little bit more even, because looking at the rest, I think Danny's team is a little bit better than these guys, and it's a little bit closer to Ape Raiders than it is closer to Brayden's. Alright, what is this team called? Onesie Bennett, the Solihull Skarmours. I don't know if I didn't say that right. I didn't say that one right. But we have Dia Speed, Blaziken, Raging Bolt. What the fuck? You got like my round one guys in like the same league. Bolt's a little bit exuberant price-wise. It's a little bit tough, but not the end of the world. We have Noivern with Terra, which I think is a great Terra captain. Great Terra captain. I'd probably go Flying if I had to go stab typing. Over Dragon. I don't think Dragon's as spammable as some like Terra Flying Hurricane might be. Prim, which is great in this metagame. Tinglu, I love the hazards that we're drafting with Dio and Blaziken because it also takes a lot of pressure off of Dio for setting them up. Orthworm is a solid steal in this team since this team is so ground weak. It's insane, right? On 2 speed boost, placing his crime baths, low-key wild. Pekkarunt, which I think is also really solid in this team. I like the fairy resist that it offers. It takes a lot of pressure off of Orthworm, who isn't the greatest. Cryo, Lurantis, and Pyroar. Honestly, this team is very, very solid. I'm trying to think of any like particular gripes. I think it's a little bit fairy weak because Pekkarunt isn't the bulkiest Spadef-wise. Yeah, Terra Lurantis would have been really nice. I think over Cryogonal, personally. I'm not a big Cryo guy, so I think the removal is a bit mediocre, because Cryo as a remover loses to a lot of the hazard centers in the world. But I love the hazards, I love the momentum, I love how strong this offense is. How was the speed? Oh, the speed tiers are pretty damn bad, though. The speed tiers are tough. We have great speed, like Dio, Noivern, and then we kind of fall off a cliff, right? I guess we got Cryo at 105, so that's nice. Dio, Noivern, Cryo. And then we fall to Blaziken, which is going to be speed boosting. Pekkarunt, I guess. He got 4 unused Terra points. He should just Terra. Wait, he can just Terra it? Oh, just Terra the Lurantis. Yeah, dude, give him like fighting. Give him what do you call it? Give him like grass, fighting or ground, and then stellar, dude. Give that guy stellar type. He'd be broken. He'd be broken. If he has 4 Terra points and he's allowed to Terra him, that's sick. So I think, dude, just Terra the Lurantis. Just Terra it. It's fire. Pekkarunt is 88, so I guess it's Pekkarunt, but it's also a guy that's on 1 speed. I think that speed is a little bit rough in that sense. I think, other than that and the other things we mentioned, solid team. I think it's a low A tier. I think like just off of getting these top 2 alone is fucking insane. I think getting Noivern is a great Terra captain. Cryo is valid as a Terra captain. Then you just put Terra on the Lurantis. You're chilling. Maybe you thought you could only have 2. I don't know. But yeah. Then we end off with J-Scurf. It was a pretty shisty fucking looking team, dude. We have Dragapult, Hammerot, Heatran, Screamtail. I love that start. Zapdos is great. Luna is great with these guys. We get plenty of means of getting it in. And we have Hitmonlee, Sinistcha, and Knacklestack as great Terra options. A pretty cheap Toxapex and then Quaxwell because he's a funny little fella. This team's great. I think this starting 6 is ridiculous. You can kind of run this every single game and maybe swap one of them out for like an offensive Terramon, like Hitmonlee, Sinistcha. You have random Knacklestack as like a low tier Ghost Resist that kind of takes a little pressure off of Ursaluna defensively. And you have Toxapex, Bulky Water. I think this is really solid. Oh, Pyroar. I kind of forgot Pyroar was a Pokemon. That's valid. But are you ever bringing Pyroar with Blaziken? I don't know if you're ever bringing Pyroar as a Pokemon. 106, Demon. But yeah, I don't know if you ever bring Pyroar. I actually really like J-Scurf's team a lot. I agree with J-Scurf's team. I think, it's a little bit balance heavy. I think it would be nice if it had like another immediate like herder breaker. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Personally, I love Heatran, so I'm not saying it's all Heatran, but I like having either a poison or an offensive poison or offensive steel with Pulp. Heatran is obviously an offensive Pokemon. It can be very offensive, but a lot of times it's a little bit fatter. And Toxapex isn't going to come a lot and it's a little bit more defensive. I think potentially getting a stronger poison could have been cool, but I understand why getting Toxapex as your water is valid because of the sense of like your bulky water is Hisui Samurai otherwise. So Ursaluna is such a good pull partner. No, I agree. Yeah. Great offensive ground. Again, lots of hazards as well, which seems like this really appreciate. This is a very solid team. I think this is high A tier. I think that Thomas's team is like ridiculously good above everybody else in this division. But I think other than that, I think J-Scurf definitely has the next best team. But I had the same Dragapult, Screamtail, Heatran core last season and made a good playoff run. This team just looks better. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I think that's going to be the final total tier list for today. We had 2 S tier teams in Naranja and 4 A tier teams. I think they drafted better overall, personally. I think there's some great teams there. And only 3 C tiers, whereas opposed we had 4 in the bottom 2 tiers and then 3 A tiers. So I guess No, there wasn't as many. And then only one S tier. But I think there were some really fun teams this season. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Now, what I want you guys to do, please go down in the description if you're not from the Unpl already and you're one of my consistent viewers. Obviously, I don't play in the Unpl, so you might not know about it. If you don't, please go check out all these coaches. They're going to be uploading, I think, on Fridays. Are you guys Friday? Or just like weekend in general. In general, they're going to be uploading. So please go check them out in the description below. I'd really appreciate it. Go watch Draft Notes too. Video's doing well, which is fire. So I'd appreciate if you went and peeped it a little bit more and, you know, ran that up and dropped a comment and all that stuff. And we have BBR going up tomorrow. Let's go. I dropped a couple other subs. So we have BBR going up tomorrow. So that'll obviously be fun as well. We have our week 1. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting me stream, Danny. I appreciate it. I always love talking Pokemon and just sticking them on and talking shit. Saturday, Sunday, Academy is Thursday, Friday. Oh, so it's either day. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I like that option. I think it's a cool thing to have people have an option. But yeah, I'm going to end, yo. I'm going to jump off, go make some dinner. Kick it. I got work in the morning.